Well, hey guys, what's up? As you might see, there's somebody who's hanging out with us today. You might know her from Final Fantasy Tactics. Her name's Agris, and yeah, she's one cool chick, but a little too cool sometimes. She doesn't do much. She's very serious. At least she is on my home screen, and we can try. See, she doesn't like that. And then I just feel like she wants to disable me, and I don't know. I'll probably have to go back to Celeste because Agrius, you are quite intimidating. But we like that about you too. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Well, hey, we actually have so much to cover. So get comfy, pull your blanket up, make sure your teeth are brushed or whatever you need to do, because you will fall asleep by the end of this. I promise you that. That's my goal. We'll see what we can do. Otherwise, I should warn you. There's like kind of this rogue stowaway mosquito that got in, and I say stowaway because I don't have them like here, but I was in a neighborhood that does have them, and I don't know what it did. It jumped in my purse or grabbed onto my hair, which actually is super gross. But yeah, that Ennio mofo, he got in here, and was doing my hair earlier, and this was like a few days ago too. So I was like Googling lifespan of mosquitoes and things like that, hoping it'll just like die. It's natural death. I don't like smashing bugs. I don't feel bad like with mosquitoes. I prefer like wash it down the drain. But then actually that could be bad because they lay their eggs in water. So what if it laid, like my drain was just kind of not used maybe for like a little bit, but there was still water in there, and then it laid its egg down there. Eggs, plural. And then like all of a sudden a bunch of like locust mosquitoes like flew right up through my drain, like just straight at me, and bit me 1,000 times. That would be terrible. Also, so it ran at me today when I was doing my hair in the bathroom, and I was really not cool with that, because then I don't know where it went from there. I was hoping that like it would flick off of my my hot flat iron and then sizzle to a crisp, sizzled blood and things like that, but it didn't. So it's out there somewhere, and if it comes straight at me, I guess all this to say, if that idiot mofo comes straight at me, I might have to jump up and run away and save this for another time. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's get in and take a look at these units, because there are a lot. And then I got to do my guild battle in like 30 minutes. And it's a really important one because Grayskull is rank 5 right now in our league. So yeah, it's exciting. And we all love that juicy viz. So we've got 2 more battles, and we're going to see how it goes. And hopefully get all the juicy bits. Okay, so let's go look who we have. Well, of course, Tactics dropped. You see that with my crew, with my Agris, I guess I should say. But then we also have a couple VCs that dropped from Final Fantasy XIII. But let's go look at let's go look at Tactics first, because I feel like you probably want to know if these guys are cool to pull before you fall asleep, and then you can always think about the VCs later. But let's look at who we have. We've got 4 units we have to touch on. I'll try and do like the fast version, no promises. So we have a summon. Let's start here with these guys. This is going to be our lightning guy, old man dude, Orlando. And that is our Thunder God Sid. He is a fan favorite. I didn't play Tactics because I was really kind of busy in my life. My sister played Tactics because she's younger than me. People that are younger than me tend to have played Tactics. We'll see. I don't know. It doesn't always hold. But this is a game that, I never got into, but she liked a lot. So I have been kind of watching it from afar. And I will say I like the character design on a lot of these units. I think they're pretty cool. They kind of have that fun interesting qualities to them that a lot of Final Fantasy units have, where you want to know their story. So that certainly applies here to Ramza and Orlando, whatever you want to say. So let's go actually look at them. So here we have Ramza. Well, I guess we'll do them out of order, whatever. He will be the House B's third born. He is really, I don't know, I find him pretty striking personally. I think he'd be somebody that'd be fun to sit around a campfire with. I bet he opens up after a couple glasses of wine, if he's even old enough to have that. I don't know. But he is the third son of the renowned military family of House B. He appears in the Legend of the Zodiac Stones, a story passed down in the other world of Evilists. After much training, he achieved knighthood at the Royal Military Academy. However, being born of a different mother than his older brothers, you don't say, who already serve in prominent posts in the order, is so scandalous. He still feels somewhat inferior in their presence. Oh, Ramza, come on. So I guess that's why he's got to go out there and be slash man extraordinaire. So he will have a main job, a squire, a vanguard striker class, which will feature attack type abilities like triple blow, in addition to powerful support type abilities such as shout and tailwind that can aid allies. So a light slashy guy with a little bit of sport in there. If you can't read between the lines. Okay. Spellblade will be his first sub-job. That's a Vanguard Magic Tank class, which is a job with high magical defense that can draw enemy attacks. Spellblade is a lot of fun. Remember, it has resist on it. Resist. Gosh, it's 2 resists that you get. Sorry. I know one of them is magic. Maybe the other one's missile. I don't know. Anyway, go look it up, whatever. I'm not supposed to have this stuff memorized, whatever you want. But Spellblade, yeah, is a fun one to put on a sub just for the resist and some real like hand-to-hand strong combat moves. Okay, so next we have Ninja, which is not my favorite sub job personally, but that will be a Vanguard Striker class, a job with extremely agile mobility that can perform hide, making it difficult to be targeted by the enemy, though it's always annoying when your units want to do that in Go Battle. It's just like, no, stop hiding, get out there, get on the battlefield and bust things up, things like that. But that's just how I like to play. Anyway, his TMR will be Ramza's outfit. That is a shield type with a nice HP stat, defense stat of 8, critical evade of 12. The ability on this TMR will be Entrust, which will recover allies' TP. So you got a nice little map on that, so a little bit of range in order to help your friend out. This is clothing dyed using the plants that grow in profusion in the Gallian region from which Ramza hails. This particular hue is locally referred to as Gallian blue, just in case you're wondering and you wanted to go buy that material at the store. I don't know. And it even features on the region's crest. The clothing's inner layer has been reinforced with shoulder and elbow pads. Oh man, I thought you were from the 90s. You're from the 80s? How sad, how embarrassing. Allowing it to serve well enough as combat armor. So last time I checked, shoulder pads don't really offer that much protection, so I don't know that I put a lot of, what do you call it? I wouldn't really trust those shoulder pads personally. But you do you if you like shoulder pads. They're there for you. Anyway, he's an 80 cost unit, which you're going to see a lot with these tactic units, which we're in a limited right now, which has the 560 total cost. So we've kind of seen how important it is to kind of have some little shortcuts here. If you can save a bit on a unit, save a bit on an Esper or a Vision card, you can really put together some interesting comps. So good to know on all these guys that you're going to get a little bit lower. You're going to get a little bit of a break on that cost. So that is Ramza. He's got a limit burst, which deals non-elemental damage of a large amount to targets within range, based on your caster's magic stat, and a guaranteed hit on top of that. So nice AoE guaranteed hit. Is awesome. I love to run Sweetheart Lear, and I will tell you, guaranteed hits are fantastic. So he's a light unit. There's not a lot. I mean, I don't see a lot of Avazi dark units. There are, of course, Shadow Links, and then gross Melnia's friend, Renell. But in general, a lot of what we see is Joker, Lily the Bold, and of course the 100 cost magic girls. So yeah, evasion can build up on those. So good to know you got the guaranteed AoE in there. So anyway, something to think about too when you're kind of putting your comp together and thinking of who you're going to go up against or who might go up against you. Let's take a quick look at what it looks like. Ramza in action. And then, yeah, wow. If we keep up at this pace, you are for sure falling asleep. So get excited for that. All right, so there he is. He looked a little like madder during his limit burst than you see in his countenance here. It's like some sneaky anger behind that pretty little face of his. So that's Ramza. Is he cool to pull? I actually think he's really cool to pull. This guy has an awesome look, and it seems like he's gonna, the vision card that he's coming with is gonna be fantastic for him. There's a lot of light slash units out there, so that might be a turn off for you because you already have that covered. But then again, it's also a plus if you're looking for variety and comp construction for limited or just regular guild battle. So he offers, that solid light. I really love his LB. So yeah, cool to pull. By my account, oops, we're not done there. Let's go look at the old man. All right, so this is Thunder God Sid Orlando, or Dew, whatever you like. He is a knight with a fearful reputation among his enemies for being the undefeated general of the 50 Years' War. He appears in the Legend of the Zodiac Stones, a story passed down in the other world of Evilis. I'm going to say that 20 different times, so stop it. I don't want to hear about it. He fights for the good of the people, never for the sake of seizing power, and has remained staunchly opposed to the War of the Lions and the political events that instigated it. So it sounds like he's your unenthusiastic fighter that you might have to bring around. I'm just going off of, Final Fantasy tropes. Really doesn't want to join, kind of maybe he hangs out in the desert and caves and wears a cloak and watches from afar. I don't know. That whole thing. So he also looks pretty cool, I gotta say. Yeah, I think all these guys look really pretty cool. Again, an 80 cost unit. He will be your lightning unit, of course, for this collab. His main job is a Sword Saint. It's a Vanguard Striker class with a job that provides various powerful attacks, including Crush Armor, which lowers enemies' defense, and Hollowed Bolt, which employs a cross-shaped area of effect to deal damage. This guy, I remember back when the collab first came out, everybody clamoring to get him because, again, fan favorite, but then also he was very strong. And I think he's going to be even stronger, and he's got so many buddies in the lightning element that he can hang out with and really just make some trouble. So I think he's going to continue to be strong. But that's, again, for you to determine, not me. I'm just here to tell you if he's cool. Anyway, sub-job will be Samurai, a Vanguard Striker class. He'll create advantageous opportunities in battle by increasing allies' bravery and evasion. Bravery is kind of useless in guild battles. I would just turn that off. But evasion is great. Everybody likes that. So that will be a Samurai if you want to run that. You can also, I don't know if it means he's going to get... Yeah, meditation. That's bravery. So maybe you won't use that in guild battle, but that's certainly handy to have if you don't have a unit yet that raises bravery. That's really good for auto farming that. I really like Valric's TMR for that as well. If you're not as cool as I am to have received the Friesel back off the first Final Fantasy IV collab, because really his little saintly tiara is the absolute best for bravery. But we are off course. Let's get back on it. Knight will be his second sub-job. That's a Vanguard Striker class, the job that facilitates advantage in battle via attacks that weaken the enemy's attack and magic. So looks like he's got a lot of breaky breaks. to break your heart with, or no, not your heart, their heart, or whatever. Break them down, and then deal that damage. So he should be a lot of fun. His TMR is the Thunder God's Cape. This is an accessory with a nice little hit point stat of 362, some defense of 8, just like Ramza's, and 5 agility. Agility is always great. Bolt Barrage will be the ability on that. It will bestow a barrier on self that reduces damage 3 times. Not particularly exciting, but it's there. If this strikes your fancy, it's a cape worn by the Sword Saint Orlando, who is widely known as the Thunder God, made from thick and durable material. It not only protects him, but keeps the armor he wears underneath safe from the elements. Its large hood envelops his head, making a useful means of concealing his identity, something he's wont to do since the public believes him to have been executed. Sounds like it might strike an interesting similarity with another Final Fantasy game that came after this one. Anyhow, yeah, maybe you could find a good friendship in maybe somebody whose name starts with B from maybe another game of yeah. Let's stop making spoilers in your face. Sorry. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's his cape. And yeah, so he's going to be your guy that you got to convince to come join you. So if you can convince him to come join you in War of the Visions, then good on you, because he's not one fight. But hey, if he's got to, he's got to, and I think he'll be strong win if he does. Okay, Swordplay Thunder God is his limit burst. That will deal large damage to targets within range and bestow haste on self for 3 turns. So AoE damage plus haste, which is fun to have. He'll get extra fast and I guess like in your business, even though at first he didn't want to join the battle. Now he's going to go crazy on it. And it looks a little bit like this. Ooh. I don't know. He doesn't look like someone who doesn't want to fight. I don't buy it. He's here. He is in it to win it. Nice. He looks strong, man. Alright, so is this guy cool to pull again? I guess I have to say yes. Lightning has so many units as an element. It has so many to choose from. But that said, if you're somebody who likes to play that element, then why not add somebody else in there that's going to basically give you more options, especially, again, at that 80 cost. More options, and will pair with the BCs, will pair with your other units. So yeah, it looks cool. I like his backstory. I'm really intrigued, actually. I'd like to hear more, and look forward to someday watching or doing my own playthrough of Tactics, and so I can figure out what's going on with this guy. Alright, so let's move on to the next two. We have Agris and Delita on this banner. I am really, that they did the banners this way. Of course, it's always great when each unit has their step up, but there's like a million banners going on right now, so I think it would be very hard to scroll through all of them to even get to the guild summon. So this is fine. 2 on each is alright too. Although, in this case, pulling Delita is I don't know if that's what you're going to want. Okay, so not a good consolation prize if you're going for her is what I'm saying. So here we have Agris. She's showing off a little bit. Let's go read about her. So she is the Felicious Knight Agris. She is a knight of the Royal Guard belonging to the Asketchum royal family and Princess Ovelia's personal bodyguard. She appears in the Legend of the Zodiac Stones, a story passed down, guess what, in the other world of Ivalice. She is known for her nobility of spirit, tremendous loyalty, and a strong sense of justice. See, I knew I liked you, Agris. I stand for the same things. As such, she can't help but pity Ovelia, who continues to be tossed about by the chaos of the world. Oh, that doesn't sound nice. Sorry, Ovelia. Anyhow, yeah, I'd love her to be my royal guard. She looks fantastic. She looks strong. She's like no nonsense, and I like seeing a strong, powerful, sword-wielding lady who, yeah, looks like she can kick some butt and disable you just by glaring at you, pretty much. So yeah, would I have a drink with her? Absolutely. Which kind of already is a spoiler for what I might say at the end, whether or not she's cool or not to pull. Anyhow, read that how you like. Let's go look at her jobs. So her main job is Holy Knight, a Vanguard Magic Tank class. It's a job with high fortitude, capable of inflicting enervating status elements, which should be really annoying, frustrating status elements, and protecting allies with abilities such as regen and barrier. This is what I remember of Agris. I remember, well, I've already mentioned Disable like 25 times, but that is what I remember going up against her in guild battle and being so annoyed by. Disable is really a buzzkill, and it can throw the whole battle, whether or not you thought you had the advantage walking in or not. So this is a great thing to have on a tank, because she's not only going to soak up your hits, she's going to mess with you too. So excellent. The regen is nice too, to start off a battle that way. Regen, I think, sometimes is underrated. I don't like it when units spam it, but if you can get one on, it really can help quite a bit, especially on a tank who's going, you're going to be chipping away at that tank, chipping away. If they can continue to, get that HP back, makes them even more annoying, and really protects the tank on your side. So let's go look at the other jobs. So her sub job is Paladin. It's a Vanguard physical tank class. This is a job that specializes in defense and can protect allies by drawing enemy attacks. So this is probably what you're going to want to run on Agris, because you get the taunting blade, and basically it just gives you just extra opportunity, unless you put like some hate on her or whatever, and you want to run something different. That's on you. Your choice to make, not mine. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm certainly not going to tell you what I'm planning to do, even though I think I might have just told you. Anyway, Cleric is a rearguard supporter class. It's a support type job that protects allies against status elements and boosts resistances to light and dark elements. I like some of the stuff in the Cleric sub job, but it's never there's never just quite enough. The light veil and the dark veil, basically, but there's never quite enough for me to put it on. It always seems like there's another sub job, or even the main job sub, that just has a little bit more applicable abilities or useful abilities, or things that I would want to use in battle. So Cleric, I don't use it too often, but it's there if you want it. Her TMR is the Holy Knight armor. This will be a shield, which will give HP of 488, some defense of 6, a spirit of 11. So you got a nice little split on that. Great for a tank. This will give her the ability Royal Knighthood's Pride. It will bestow Protect and Shell on self for 3 turns. We do see more units now that can dispel Protect, so keep that in mind. But it is great to just throw that on yourself before getting out there. So this is a half-plate armor worn by Lady Agris, who served the Ash Ketchum royal family. And in contrast to the armored upper half, the hem flares out like a skirt, giving it an appearance that is gallant and graceful as Agris herself. And yeah, I would agree. I would wear that. Come on, wouldn't you? Yeah, very graceful. Agris, you're quite stylish and lovely and intimidating. And let's go get some drinks. Okay. The Limit Burst Incandescent Hue. Let's take a look at that. It will deal large AoE damage within range and chance of inflicting confusion for 3 turns. So if the opponent happens to line up in a row, like sometimes my units do, and it's really, really obnoxious when they do, well, this is going to jump all over them and deal confusion, and they're going to hate each other, and they're going to punch each other in the face, and it's going to be hilarious to watch. So that's a cool LB. Let's take a look at what it looks like. We might have seen this on repeat a couple times, but why not watch it again? Because she looks so cool. Yep, boom. Well done. Anyhow, so this is Agris. Is she cool to pull? Yes, of course she's cool to pull. Why do you even have to wait for that? You should just fast forwarded. What are you even doing? Anyhow, again, an 80 cost ice unit tank. Let's talk about ice, because ice is the element that I really, really love to run. We've got 2 ice tanks out right now, Snow and Agris. Snow is more of a defensive bruiser tank. Agris is more of a super annoying magic tank, but she can get her defense up there too. She's a strong gal. And I have decided to forgo Snow and to go for her. I've been fighting, I think I mentioned this last battle. Am I battling it out with you guys? I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it. But last video where we were talking about the Final Fantasy XIII units, that Slow looks excellent. He looks great. But who I'm fighting on Wind, I don't know. I'd rather have Agris there by my side because they're super, super annoying magic types. And I feel like she will soak up their hits, and then she'll turn it around and be super, super annoying back to them. So yeah, she's my choice. Of course, you can go get both if that's your thing. But I don't know. 2 tanks, meh. Who needs it? Nasha's been my tank for so long, and she's been excellent, and I'm quite a fan of hers. But Agris is gonna bring like another element of annoyance to my party, and so I'm totally looking forward to that. So cool to pull, absolutely. She's awesome, and if you remember her from FFBE, you might have loved her then too. So there she is, and oops, we got to go back because we got to talk about Delita. He who has not. Well, that's a sad name. Yeah, he probably felt that way when they were handing out element ribbons, and he realized that his was fire. He was he who has not. You have not a team. Just kidding. Fire's can come back, right? Ice is supposed to get super strong, so it just makes sense that fire would. Fire has some great people too. We can't ignore Setia, and she's way cool. So anyway, all that said, Delita, I'm not sure this is gonna go well for you, but let's talk about you anyway. All right, so the son of a farmer in service to the noble house B, he appears in the legend of the Zodiac Stones, a story passed down in, guess what, the other world of Evilis. Maybe that's a different world than Ivalis, I don't know. Ramza's father, Barbaneth, took him in after the death of his parents. It was thanks to this act of kindness that he was able to attend the Academy, an institution usually only available to young nobles. So, I mean, I guess your story's nice, Delita. But I don't know. Oops. Okay, well. He is a squire. That's a Vanguard Striker class, a job that often inflicts status elements and debuffs when attacking. Its abilities that damage both HP and AP are especially useful when fighting melee specialists. I don't know that we see a lot of melee specialists. I mean, we do see some that get up close and personal, but it seems like everybody's all about range right now. So, I don't know. Maybe we already got a strike against you in your main job, which is sad. Soldier is his Vanguard striking class. I really don't like Soldier. I don't use this subjob either because I don't like eating myself at all. This is a job that specializes in firepower that consumes HP to employ highly damaging abilities. Well, that's great, but you're also dying in the meantime. And sometimes it's like, just soaking up, eating a bunch of, eating your arm or chewing on yourself or whatever you're doing to hit hard, and then you've weakened yourself enough that then you get one-shotted in the next turn. It's just, I don't like that. So Soldier, no, I'm not using you. Paladin, we talked about Paladin. Paladin's pretty good. Vanguard Physical Tank class, which will specialize in defense and can protect allies by drawing enemy attacks. We just talked about it, so I don't have to say anything else about it. Sorry for yelling. Anyhow, those are his jobs. He's got the TMR Endurance Vest, another shield type, which will give you 388 hit points, 8 defense, and 10 evade. Evade is always nice. Though we do have other things that give more evade. But hey, maybe you don't have those other things, so you like this. That's for sure fine. Whatever you like. The ability on that will be Relegate. It will consume your own AP to restore an ally's AP. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So in that sense, he's kind of like, yeah, well, I have not, whatever his name is, and then, so here, you take my AP, maybe you can do something better with it than I can do. So I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing for him, but a sturdy leather vest prepared in secret by Delita's late father, a farmer who worked on House B land for his son. Although crafted from varying scraps of leather, it is surprisingly practical in its defensive properties and maneuverability. The embroidery along the cuffs was done by Delita's little sister Tietra upon his admission into the academy so as to give it a hint of refinement. Man, well, that's cool. Yeah, so I think that ability, that could be kind of useful, but it also kind of just, it's like, basically it's him admitting that that he's just kind of there for the ride. I don't know. So it just makes him seem sadder. Anyway, his limit burst, a 3-stage hallowed bolt of truth. It's not even as cool sounding as Old Man's. Anyway, this will deal large damage to targets within range with a chance of inflicting silence for 3 turns. So AoE damage and possibly AoE silence if you're lucky enough. Again, he's fire, so he's going to be taking down ice units. And ice is a weird element because, yeah, there's quite a mix. Sleepy, of course, that would be bad for her, the silence. But, like, you know, a lot of the other strong players for ice, because we haven't had a lot of new units at all. We're kind of in the same boat as Earth. We just got Eliza a couple months ago, and then Snow now and Agris now, so like tank on tank. But yeah, he's mostly gonna probably see Aranea. He's gonna see Eliza, and then pretty soon Elia. And I don't know if her missile attack is magic scaling or not, but it shouldn't even matter. I don't think I can get silence on that. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do with that, my friend. Maybe this was better when, like, Mariana was you know, the strong OP ice mage that she was. That could have sucked for her, but you know, we don't see her all that much. But anyhow, 80 cost fire unit. Fire needs all the help it can get. I don't know if this guy is going to be the one that can really do what fire needs it to do, or him to do, whatever. But so I'm sorry, Delita. So far, out of all 4 of these units, I don't really think you're cool to pull. So maybe you can go back to the farm with your sister and see if anybody there still remembers you and wants to hang out. So sorry. Oh, we can at least watch your little video here. Oh man, he's even sitting down in his video. Yeah, you do need to go back to the farm. Maybe use your lightning fire attack to, like, what do you call it? Like reset. You know, when you burn all the old crops or whatever. Yeah, maybe you can do that with that on the farm. So yeah, so I don't know. Sorry, but not feeling him as cool. All right, we gotta quickly talk about the VCs. There's only 2 that we really need to talk about. Oh no, there's this one too. Okay, so this is the Scion of House B. This vision card is something you can pick up for either 2k paid. You could do the step up. You could just, like, go and just pull for it, whatever you want to do. But this will give your entire party, regardless of element, agility up 15%, which is fantastic. Of course, we have agility on Helena's card, but I've been in many a situation where I will use that card because I simply wanted the agility, but nothing else on that card really does much for my team at all. So if that's the case, then this might be the card for you. If you're wearing it on your light team, because you'll get that agility, but then you'll also get slash attack up 35, which is an extraordinary amount, and there are plenty of light slash units out there. So this is an excellent card. I would say it's for sure cool to pull. I like the little background on this too, seeing what I'm imagining would be different either characters or NPCs from the game. Maybe they're people that live in House B. So that's cool too. All right, real quick, read it. The noble House B has served the Ash Ketchum royal family for generations. It was into this renowned military family that Ramza was born. Members of House B have led the Order of the Northern Sky, the greatest military force in all of Iblis. That's another world, by the way, for generations. Ramza's elder brother, Zalbog, now commands the Order, following in the footsteps of both the eldest brother, Darg, and their father, Barbaneth. Young Ramza, however, chose to distance himself from the Order and opted instead for mercenary work. Yet as fate would have it, it is he who chances upon the princess's kidnapping. Spoiler alert. The incident ignites conflict between Duke Larg of Gallion, who flies the banner of the White Lion, and Duke Goltana of Zeltenia, who flies the banner of the Black Line. Ramza soon finds himself swept up in the struggle between these two houses, a struggle that would later come to be known as the War of the Lions. Also, does that mean that Agris like totally failed? Because that's embarrassing. Come on, Agris, be cooler than that. Yeah, princess was kidnapped under her watch. Sad. Although I shouldn't say that. Who knows? Maybe there's like some interesting reason. Maybe she was poisoned or something. I don't know. Alright, so that's that VC. Cool to pull? Yeah, cool to pull. Alright, Final Fantasy 13. Where are you? You've got some VCs. Let's look at these real quick. If you're not asleep yet, then stay tuned. You will be soon. Alright, so this is Odins Chosen. This VC is meant to go with lightning, or just if you're somebody who has a bunch of lightning units and would love to grab a VC, that will work really well. Here's one for you. We'll give AoE resistance up 20, lightning attack up 18, and then critical evasion up 20 for your entire lightning party. For the guy or gal wearing this, they'll get attack up 10%, accuracy up 15 if they are lightning element. And then if you're lightning herself, you're not lightning, you'll get critical damage up 10, critical hit rate up 10. Odins Chosen, of course, refers to the Esper or Eidolon. So that's cool, and the art is really cool too, but we gotta read. Okay, Lightning, a former security agent of the floating continent of Cocoon, and Odin, the Eidolon that fights by her side. Having transformed into a white horse, Odin gallops over the battlefield as Lightning wields his giant's... Okay, so Odin's giant sword, I guess, with a splendor from upon his back. In this world, Eidolons only come to the aid of Lissi when they deem worthy, and for the Lissi burdened with focuses to fulfill, they are most reassuring allies. So it sounds like she's got the blessing of Odin, and they're going to fight side by side, and they're going to do a bunch of damage and, you know, beat all the bad guys and things like that, hopefully. She's got 3 games to do it, so we'll see if it works out for her. So that's cool. Is this card cool to pull? I think this is really cool to pull. Again, if you just pulled lightning, this goes really well. It's gonna do the thing. I mean, lightning element has a lot of very strong VCs, but it also has a lot of very strong time limited VCs, and this is, you know, another one that's time limited. So take a look at what you have and who you're running and whatnot. This is a great thing to grab if you can while it's here, and yeah, it'll help round up that package that you got, so you can be the strongest Zap team possible. Good luck with that. All right, next we have Shiva's Chosen. This is the Snow card, the card that accompanies Snow. It's kind of weird because he's like riding Shiva. So, and Shiva's like staring at his face. I don't know. It's just weird. But at least he's not making a dumb expression, so I'll give him that. Good job, Snow. Anyhow, this VC is the one that's tempting for me. Of course, I was mentioning that I grabbed Agris, and I like to run ice. So, let's take a look. Your entire ice party will get defense piercing rate up 25, ice attack up 18, wind attack resistance up 20. The ice attack, I would say, is probably going to get canceled out because there's so many strong ice VCs that give you ice attack up. But I don't know, I guess it depends what VCs you're putting together and what you have on main, what you have on sub, so ignore that if you want. But the defense piercing rate up is pretty notable. And then, of course, the wind attack resistance up will help as well, especially if you're starting to feel when you're running your ice party against some of these wind parties that they're hitting a little harder than you'd like them to. Although now we have 2 new tanks that we can bring in there, so that also might change things around. But definitely notable to grab some wind resistance if you can. For your specific unit that's wearing this VC, they'll get unit attack resistance up 10. So again, great for a tank. Maximum HP up 5%, also great for a tank. And then if you put this on Snow, he's getting some healing power up 10 and some AoE resistance up 10. So just makes him a little tankier, a little healier. So yeah, maybe that's what you want to go and grab and stick on him or slap on Agris. Anyhow, Snow, a young man who leads an anti-sanctum organization in the floating continent of Cocoon, and Shiva, the Eidolons that fight by his side. The Shiva sisters have transformed into a large and imposing motorcycle, so they're like Transformers, led their strength to Snow to blissfully tear up the battlefield. In this world, Eidolons only come to the aid of l'Cie that they deem worthy, and for the l'Cie burdened with focuses to fulfill, they are most reassuring allies. So, looks like there's more to this guy than meets the eye. So, go grab that if you want. But would be silly if I ignored and didn't point out that there is another VC that is great for tanks, and that's Nasha's card. So I already have that card built, and I would wear it on Nasha. But just to compare them side by side, this card gives you wind attack resistance up 15 for your entire party. It's not 20, it's not as much as his, but if that's the one thing that's really drawing you to his card, like you're not planning to put it on him specifically, you might want to take a look and notice that we have this one here. This also gives unit attack resistance up 8 to your entire party, and Wind Eater up 20. The stats are not going to be as strong on it. It's an MR card versus a UR card, but you can't, it'd be silly for you not to take a look at this and think of the other VCs that you would want to run in the same comp to really decide if Snow's card is something you need to grab, or if you have to miss out on it, maybe you won't feel so bad because this card is there and should be pretty buildable. The limited bestowed effects give you defense up 15 for the ice units that's wearing this. Yes, I just want to make sure that it wasn't Nasha only. So this is a really, really good alternative to Snow's card if you're looking for a way to maybe save some Viz, or you kind of haven't decided like where else do you want to put all your Viz on this banner. Oh my gosh, it is 8 minutes past go battle time. I need to get in there and kill some things. So Snow's card, is it cool to pull? What do you think, Agris? Yeah, I don't know. So I'll probably feel compelled to get it. We have a whole month. I think, I'd say it's cool to pull, but with a caveat that you got to go look at what you have and what you're running together, and also going in and looking at your party, and once you've played around with what you think you want to look at, and then just clicking on and making sure that none of these the things that you have here are duplicating or getting canceled out, because if you spend the Viz to get that card and then you realize things were okay, this is too much, you can figure it out. I just showed you another option. Figure it out. Stop talking. These guys need to go to bed. All right, you guys go to bed. I'm gonna go fight. We're gonna see if we can leave this limited with some juicy Viz. So Agris, what do you think? Did we get through it? I think we got through it. Yes, we did. So y'all have a great night. I'm gonna get through this awkward goodbye so I can go kick some stupid windy butts. And as always, thanks for hanging out, and cheers.